an interesting topic. Which one do you prefer, working for an organization or running your own business?
Oh, that is a very interesting topic, Ashley.
It is.
And what do you prefer, Ashley?
I strongly believe that working for an organization provides career growth and opportunities for development. So I am in favor of working for an organization.
It might be true, but for me, I prefer running my own business because I can be my own boss and I can build personal legacy and ownership my business. I can become source of pride and contribute to a sense of legacy of generation to come. For instance, like Apple, Steve Jobs, and also Bill Gates.
That's true, yeah. I can't agree more. I think working for an organization, even though it has a lot more benefits, but I can see some challenges actually, because when you work for an organization, especially for the big organizations, right, there would be a highly competitive work environment. So that means there are a lot more employees, but just only few open positions. Right? So that means you experience slow career growth and development. When you are in a high competitive work environment, so people will compete with one another, and sometimes employees may experience the depression. This can cause negative impacts to an organization. All right, so we haven't heard from Moer Moer yet. What do you think about that, Moer Moer?
You made a very interesting point, but employees who work for an organization have potential of job security with regular or stable income.
What do you mean by that, Mei Mei? Can you explain that in a bit more detail?
That means employees will receive a guaranteed amount of money every month, which can help secure their living standard.
I couldn't agree more with that point. I'm strongly in favor of what you just said.
Yeah, I can see that point, yeah. When you work for an organization, you don't need to worry much about your expenses because you receive fixed amount of salary every month, right? But don't get me wrong, what I can see, I think I prefer running my own business. I strongly support Aming that running our own business can help us create legacy, right? So that means our generations to come will know us, will inherit our business, and people will recognize us as a legends like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, blah, blah, blah. And I would like to add something here. You mentioned that employees who work for an organization don't worry much about the expenses because they have received the regular incomes, right? Their job is secure, their expenses is secured. But in terms of business person like me, I think I prefer to make a lot more incomes. Running our own business offer higher income potential than traditional jobs. When you work hard, when you produce or when you create your brand, when your brand is popular, there's been a lot more customers come to your business, and it's a great opportunity for you to make a lot more money. When you have a lot more money, you can travel, you can do whatever you want, you can help people as well, which is different from a traditional job, which cannot do like what I mentioned just now.
You made a good, interesting point there. I would like to add something to Mei Mei's and then come back to your point. So, as Mei Mei mentioned, job security. Job security is obviously very important nowadays because we all have families, we have to take care of them. And obviously, We live in a very, shall I say, turbulent world with, in the past, COVID-19 and obviously oil crisis and situations like that. And we need to have a stable income. Not only that, but working for an organization also allows us to have additional benefits such as health insurance for ourselves, for our families, children. Also, we can plan for our future when we retire. I know that might be a long way away. And also we get holiday pay. Now, coming back to a previous point about not earning high amounts of money, I strongly believe that if you want to succeed in an organization, you can climb the ladder and you obviously won't become the owner or the director, but you could become somewhat powerful, a high position, and you could earn a substantial amount of money. That does take time though, but running a business at the same time takes time to build, so it's in both ways.
That's an interesting point, teacher. For me, I still prefer running my own business because I have greater freedom, independence, and can be myself. Example, I have enough time to think about, to think and make an ideas about my business. What I want to do, what can I do, and I can learn more how to do my business. It is different from working for an organization. Employees who work for an organization don't usually have freedom to express themselves and their thoughts because they are employees, not the boss.
Excuse me for interrupting you, but I think working for an organization provides work-life balance. That means finding a balance between work and personal life to reduce the impact of overloading from your work responsibilities. Employees will go home and spend time with family or their hobbies. They don't work on weekends.
Well, it seems like we have a good discussion today, and we have two different perspectives now. Teacher Ashley and Moer prefer to work for an organization, while teachers Wilai and I prefer running our own business. However, I think no one is right or wrong. It depends on our personal preferences and whether or not you are young or old and your personal interest.
Yeah, that's right. I think so. I think we still have a lot more ideas to share today, right? What do you think that we can do it next time?
Yeah, maybe next time we can add a bit more to this discussion and continue it.
Thank you very much, everyone. So it's a good discussion today. Let's continue next week.